You're a musician, you turn on the radio and you hear your song, but then you realize, actually, that is not your song. I never wrote that. And then what you hear is the same chord progression, the same choice of instrument, the same reverb, the same creative style is there. The swing, everything is there, but it's not you, it's not your song. It's your creative identity that is being used by AI to generate unlimited tracks. And the same thing is happening to photographers, painters, artists of any kind. Okay, that is AI that is being taking this creative identity for creating unlimited version of yourself. Now, this feels like a home invasion. Okay, that is my stuff, and someone is taking it. And then your feeling is, I'm gonna use the copyright. That's the only tool I have. But that is the paradox. We're gonna look into this video why the copyright law is not working. But also we're gonna look into what the reason why the AI can do what it does, but also what is the next step? What's the new economy that we need to build? So what's the paradox? So basically you see this copyright that protects your chords, your melody, okay? The choice of specific, the text that you use for your lyrics. But then that doesn't protect you from the sounds you're using, the style of the arrangement, the atmosphere, the mood. So those things are not protected. That means what you hear is something that is legally okay to be played on the radio. There's nothing you can do. This is happening with, like I said, with other arts, okay, in different ways. But that is the same principle. And I have some notes here because I don't want to get lost. But basically what is happening is the copyright that's supposed to protect you can't do it because AI doesn't do what we think it does. Okay, so let's understand this. So when AI is not like a collage. So when AI get trained with millions of songs, what it does, it's not like it stores those songs in the database, and then when it needs to create a new one, it's gonna get part of each one and build a new song. It doesn't work in this way. What it does instead is gonna listen to this 1 million song, and for each song, it's gonna create a sort of identity. Okay, a kind of clone. It's gonna not clone the song, but clone the creative identity of that song. So it doesn't know what that song, the chords and so on for every songs. What it learned is what a sequence of song you make, what kind of instrument you use for that sequence of chords, what instrument you use the melody. Okay, so in somehow what you have is the clone of your creative identity, not the clone of your songs. So when AI generates a music, what it does is you ask for a pop country track. What it does is collect some of those creative pop identities, some of those creative identity of country music, and mix together and create something completely new. And there's nothing we can do. That is the reality we live in. So it didn't use your chords, you didn't use your sounds, it didn't use anything that you are protected about. It used your creativity style, it cloned it. Now it knows how you write. And another million people, how they write. Okay, so now it's this collection of knowledge is insane. Technically, it's a sort of actually beautiful. So the problem here is this stuff, this music, this art, this whatever form of art is being used to replace yours. That is the feeling that you have, okay? That is the fear. Okay, now how can you compete? That I take, I don't know, a week, a month to make a song, and now I have an AI that makes 2 songs every 30 seconds. It's per user, okay? If I use it, it takes 30 seconds to make 2 songs. Now that is insane, is unmanageable. So that is the problem with the technology, okay? That is the problem with the copyright. So what happened is the technology, this AI, didn't break the copyright. The copyright was already broken because they were not protecting your identity. They were protecting chords and stuff. And that was also the reason why most of the cases when there is an artist copying another, it's really difficult to understand and make someone win. Okay, it's normal. There were 12 notes. Those are the chords, and the combination has been used hundreds of times by everybody. Okay, so the idea of getting also the paid for the AI that use your creative identity doesn't exist because there's no law for it. So at the moment, there are three major battles happening in the court. Okay, one it's again I got some notes here. One is called the Elvis Act 2024. So the idea is because as a music you can't copyright the creative identity. What they're trying to do is to try to actually copyright the use of the voice, and that is one strategy. And maybe it's going to win, but it's going to take years to actually finalize this. Then there is another for the visual art. Okay, what they say is basically those platforms cannot use the name of the artist. So you can't say create a paint like a Van Gogh. Okay, this is become illegal, let's say. Okay, so the platform are not authorized to use those names because that is it's the only problem that they could fight. Okay, and then there is this is done for the writing, and it's called the economic assault, meaning the AI is able to basically clone the identity of the writer, and what they create is basically someone that is replacing the market of the writer, the economic market, meaning okay, it's basically that is for the writer, that was the target market, that so those people will buy their book, but now AI is trying to replace the writer with its own content. So that is the kind of lawsuit that we're seeing, and I mean they won't resolve the problem, and they're gonna take years to be solved probably, and honestly, this they don't make a big difference. Okay, good, they cannot use my voice, but can use everything else. Okay, which is fair for the singers, but not fair for any other musician. And so what's the next step? What shall we do? The solution, it's a weird one, okay, because we need a massive shift. We need to see what AI can do and what cannot do. So what it can do, it create artifacts, create those songs, the painting, the photograph, these images, the videos, and so on, texts, and so on. Okay, that is something that AI can do at a speed that we can't compete, and can do similar to what we do, basically. And it's getting better and better, okay? What it can't do, though, is do real innovation, okay, real creativity. At the moment, it can't do. But that is belong to a kind of experimental music. Okay, that kind of weird stuff, innovation and really new things and really quality music, it still cannot do it. Maybe we'll be able to do it soon, but that is, again, is another kind of problem in the sense the really amazing talent of those musicians, those uniqueness of those artists, is AI cannot do it, but can do all the rest. So 99% of the other artists can be under attack. So that is what the AI can do, artifacts. What it can do, it's basically is your process, your way of thinking, your way of working, your way of arranging music, but in the sense, not in the sense of the sound, the final product, but how you work on your music, how you work on your painting, how you work on your photograph, the thinking, the creative process itself. That doesn't exist inside AI. It will never exist because it doesn't do that. It doesn't work in the way. It doesn't think in that way. We need to stay there, be inspired, read a movie, get drunk or whatever you need, and then you can create something. Okay, that process is a human process that is unique. Then AI doesn't have a story, doesn't have a philosophy, doesn't have your failure in the process of learning. It doesn't have those things. So those things are yours, are unique. So another thing is the the fact that through the win and failure, you basically you learned your creativity through experience. Okay, so it's really solid. It's really your voice. That is not in AI. AI is really like easy to move. You push it a little bit and change direction. Okay, we as a human, we are not like this. We spend years to develop our creative identity. It's not like a little bit of wind is we are going to change. No, this is who we are. So that is another thing that AI cannot do. And then there is this ultimate element, which is the trust with your community. That is, AI cannot have a community. Okay, it doesn't exist. It's a fake thing. Okay, so we as a human, we can create trust with the community because we are real, because we did this process, this journey. Okay, I'm not saying that AI won't be able to do in some elements of those things. Okay, because AI is going to develop, maybe it's going to become an amazing community manager, but it's a different thing. Okay, it's an AI. Okay, that is a human, so people will feel it. So these are elements that are yours. Now, what kind of business we can build around them? So that is, I call it resonant economy, which is an economy of the process. We are gonna look into this in a future video, and I want to leave you with something to think about, because this is a mini series. Okay, so there is another video coming out that is about the process economy and how you turn your attention from the artifact to the process itself. If you're interested in this content, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment about how you feel about this scenario, about the copyright, about the fact that the AI is stealing your creative identity. And I don't know, share your thoughts and watch the next video. Ciao.